Alrighty, folks, welcome to the program for Friday, May 30th, 2025. Happy Friday to you. Weekend's finally here. Congratulations, you made it. And if you're joining me for the first time here today, my name is Brock Page. I've been dishing out free sports picks on YouTube since 2016. And if you want to see which one of these free plays on this video here today that I actually like the best, I'll tell you how to do that at the end of the video. And with that, let's go ahead and dive right into some free content. Going to start off with the Reds at the Cubs, 2:20 Eastern first pitch. Chicago's minus $1.65 in the friendly confines, totals 8.5. Colin Ray on the hill for the Cubs, Andrew Abbott for Cincinnati. And even though Abbott's been excellent this year, the Reds as a team, they did take the loss in 5 out of their last 8. They've got a losing record in their divisional games. And they're facing a Cubbies team who has definitely played well at Wrigley Field. The Cubs are 18-10 at home, and they continue to hammer the baseball. Chicago's averaging nearly double-digit hits a game at the plate. They're the highest run-scoring lineup in the major leagues. Seiya Suzuki's got a league best 51 runs batted in. Pete Crow Armstrong leads the lineup in homers. Now, total-wise, 7 out of the Cubs' last 10 ball games did get over the total. I like the Cubs minus 165, over 8. Next matchup, Brewers-Phillies, 6:45 East. Philadelphia's minus 135, totals 8.5. Taijuan Walker for the Phils, Quinn Priester for Milwaukee. Now, Priester's just 1-2 on the year with an ERA of 4.23. And when they travel, the Brewers have had all kinds of control issues on the mound. Milwaukee's walking more batters on the road than any other pitching staff. They're facing a Phils lineup who continues to hit well at the bank. The Phils are a top 5 run-scoring team on their own diamond. Kyle Schwarber's got 19 homers, 41 RBI. Trey Turner's hitting .302. When it comes to the total, Milwaukee saw overs in 3 out of their last 4 road games. 60% to the over in their last 10 at any location. Give me the Phillies minus 135, over 8.5. White Sox, Orioles, 7:05 East. Baltimore's 225, totals 8.5. Zach Eflin for Baltimore, Sean Burke for Chicago. And the Sox have done a pretty nice job against the run line here recently. They're 7-3 against the number in their last 10 games. They've actually got a winning record against the run line in all of their games this year. And they're facing a Baltimore squad who's been quite the opposite. The O's are just 7-19 against the number at Camden Yards. They've done a poor job on the mound there. The O's pitching staff allows double-digit hits a game on their own field, and starting pitcher Zach Eflin's been no exception to that. 5.40 ERA, just 18 strikeouts and 33-plus innings of work. Now, O's games went 60% to the over in their last 10. 3 out of Chicago's last 4 on the road got over the total themselves. I like the White Sox plus 1.5, over 8.5 runs. Athletics, Blue Jays, 7:07 Eastern first pitch. Toronto is $1.65, totals 8. Chris Bassett for the Jays, Jeffrey Springs for the A's. And even though Springs has definitely thrown well, the A's have been pretty horrible over the past few weeks. They're currently on a 3-game skid, 1-9 straight up in their last 10. They're taking on a Toronto lineup who's done a nice job of scoring at Rogers Center. They're in the top 10 in runs per game in their own building. Vlad Guerrero's got 25 ribbies, on-base percentage of .382. Bo Bichette's the club leader in RBI. 3 out of the Jays' last 4 home games did get over the total. A's games went 60% to the over in their last 10. I like Toronto minus 165, over 8. Rockies, Mets, 7:10 Eastern start. The Mets are minus 360, totals 8. David Peterson for New York, Kyle Freeland for Colorado. Freeland's 0-7 on the year. Rockies can't hit for shit. Colorado's dead last in runs per game on the road, striking out double-digit times a game in those travels. They're going to face David Peterson, who comes into Friday's start with an ERA of 2.79. And as a staff, these New York pitchers allow fewer runs a game than any other organization. 6 out of the Mets' last 10 ball games fell under the total. Colorado games went 7-3 to the under in their last 10 themselves. I like the Mets minus 1.5, under 8 in the tight window. Angels, Guardians, 7:10 Eastern start. Cleveland's $1.35, totals 8.5. Luis Ortiz for the Guardians, Jose Soriano for Los Angeles. Now, Soriano comes into today's contest with a 3.73 ERA. Angel pitchers have done a decent job recently despite their current skid. Even though the Angels lost their last 5 straight, their pitching staff allowed just 3.6 runs a game during that stretch. And they're facing a Cleveland squad who dropped 3 out of their last 4 themselves. Their hitters have definitely stunk up the joint at Progressive Field this year. Cleveland's got a bottom 5 hit producing lineup at home. When it comes to the total, both squads saw unders in 6 out of their last 10 respectively. I like the Angels plus $1.15, under 8.5. Giants, Marlins, 7:10 Eastern first pitch. San Francisco's $1.70, totals 8. Kyle Harrison for the Giants, Cal Quantrill for Miami. Now, Quancy's just 3-4 on the year, ERA of 6.09. And these Marlins pitchers have really hurt these guys' chances to win games. They're in the bottom 5 in runs allowed per contest. They're taking on a Giants lineup who's definitely patient at the dish. They're in the top 10 in walks per game at the plate. Wilmer Flores has double-digit homers, 45 ribbies. And Mike Yastrzemski with an on-base percentage of .355. I like the Giants minus 170, over 8. All right, Red Sox, Braves, 7:15 East. Atlanta's $1.75, totals 10. Grant Holmes for the Braves, Lucas Giolito for the Bo Sox. And even though Giolito has not been stellar, he does come into today's matchup with just 1 recorded loss on the season. He's going to face a struggling Atlanta team who dropped 7 out of their last 10. Definitely struggling making contact with the baseball. The Braves are in the bottom 10 in strikeouts per 9 at the plate. Of course, the Braves' last 3 straight at home fell under the total. Boston games went 7-3 to the under in their last 10. I like the Red Sox plus 1.5, under 10 runs. Cardinals, Rangers, 8:05 East. St. Louis is $1.30, totals 9.5. Matt Liberator for St. Louis, Jack Leiter for Texas. Now, the Rangers lost 8 out of their last 10 games. They've been horrible at the plate during that stretch. The Rangers averaged just 2.2 runs a game during that 10-game span. And no real surprise, the Rangers are averaging fewer hits a game than any other lineup besides one. They're going to square off against Matt Liberator for the Cardinals, ERA of 2.73, whip of 1.01. These Cardinal pitchers walk fewer batters per 9 than any other staff besides one. Now, when it comes to the total, the Rangers saw their last 4 straight at Globe Life Field stay under the number. 8-2 to the under in their last 10 at any location. I like the Rangers plus $1.10, under 9.5. Tigers, Royals, 8:10 Eastern start. Detroit's minus $1.20, totals 8.5. Casey Mize for the Tigers, Seth Lugo for Kansas City. And even though Lugo's thrown well, he does come into today's matchup with a 3-4 record on the year. And a lot of that is on these Kansas City hitters. The Royals are dead last in runs per game on their own field. They're going to see Casey Mize here today for the Tigers. 6-1 record, ERA of 2.45. 7 out of the Tigers' last 10 outings did stay under the total. Kansas City games went 60% to the under in their last 10. I like the Tigers minus $1.20, under 8.5. Rays, Astros, 8:10 Eastern start. Houston's $1.60, totals 8. Framer Valdez for Houston, Ryan Pepio for Tampa Bay. Pep's just 3-5 on this season. Tampa needs to be a little bit more selective at the dish. They're in the bottom 3 in walks per game at the plate on the road. striking out nearly double-digit times a game when they travel. And they're going to face lefty Framer Valdez, ERA in the threes, 1.14 whip. Of course, these Houston pitchers have been tough to hit against at home. They're fanning nearly 11 batters a game on their own diamond. Houston contests went 60% to the under in their last 10. Rays games went 7-3 to the under in their last 10 themselves. I like the Astros minus $1.60, under 8. Pirates Padres 9:40 Eastern start. San Diego's the $2 favorite. Totals 8. Nick Pivetta for the Pods. Mitch Keller for Pittsburgh. Keller's just 1-6 on the year. And the Pirates just don't score any runs for him. The Bucks are currently dead last in runs per game. And they're squaring off against a 5-2 Nick Pivetta, ERA of 2.72, whip of 1.01. These Padres pitchers are striking out double-digit batters a game at Petco Park. When it comes to the number, Houston games went 60% to the under in their last 10. I like the Padres minus 1.5, under 8. Nationals Diamondbacks 9:40 Eastern start. Arizona's minus 220, totals 8.5. Merrill Kelly for the D-backs, Jake Irvin for Washington. And even though Irvin's been a rare bright spot for the Nats, I do have concerns about the bullpen. Washington pitchers allow nearly double-digit hits a game on the road. They're facing an Arizona lineup who's got little problems getting on the scoreboard. They're a top 5 run-producing team. Manny Machado's batting .313. Fernando Tatis with 13 home runs. When it comes to the total, the Nats saw their last 5 straight road games get over the total, 60% to the over in their last 10 at any location. I like the D-backs minus 1.5, over 8.5 runs. Twins, Mariners, 10:10 Eastern first pitch. Seattle's $1.45, total 7.5. Brian Wu for the M's, Zebby Matthews for Minnesota. And even though Zebby's been knocked around a bit, the Twins do pitch well on the road. As a staff, they're currently in the top 10 in fewest runs allowed per contest. They're taking on a Mariner lineup who's definitely struggled at the dish, especially at home. They're a bottom 3 hit-producing lineup in their own stadium. More recently, the M's took the loss in 6 out of their last 9 games. They were shut out a couple of times during that stretch. Now, total-wise, Minnesota saw their last 6 straight on the road stay under the total, 9-1 at the under in their last 10 at any location. I like the Twins plus 1.5, under 7.5 runs. And with that, folks, we're going to jump into our next and final breakdown for the video. Yankees-Dodgers, 10:10 Eastern start. The Yankees are minus $1.30, totals 8.5. Max Fried for New York, Tony Gonsolin for Los Angeles. And listen, these pitchers better be on their A game because we have 2 very dangerous lineups in this one. Both teams are in the top 3 in runs per game at the plate. Shohei Ohtani leads the league with 20 home runs, OPS of 1042. Meanwhile, Freddie Freeman's always on base as well. He's got an OPS of 1044. Meanwhile, for the Yankees on the other side, Aaron Judge has 18 homers, 47 RBI. Judge currently with an OPS of 1227. And Paul Goldschmidt, he's got an on-base percentage in the 400s himself. Now, total-wise, Dodger games went 60% to the over in their last 10. I like the over 8.5. And with that, folks, now it's time for our quick pick recap. I like the Cubs minus 165, over 8. Phillies minus 135, over 8.5. And if you want to see which one of the free plays on this video that I actually like the best, my daily best play is only going to run you just 6 cents a day for 30 days worth of access. That's on my premium page. I like the White Sox plus 1.5, over 8.5 runs. Blue Jays minus 165, over 8. Mets minus 1.5, under 8 runs. Angels plus $1.15, under 8.5. Giants minus $1.70, over 8. Red Sox plus 1.5, under 10. Rangers plus $1.10, under 9.5. Tigers minus 120, under 8.5 runs. Astros minus a $1.60, under 8. Padres minus 1.5, under 8 runs. Diamondbacks minus 1.5, over 8.5 runs. Twins plus 1.5, under 7.5. Give me the over 8.5 in that Yankees-Dodgers game. And with that, folks, that's going to do it for me. Don't forget to check me out on my premium page. Like I said at the beginning of the video, if you want to see which one of the free plays on this video that I actually like the best, you may want to think about signing up for my daily best play on my premium page. It's only going to run you just 6 cents a day for 30 days worth of access. Of course, if you want to access all of my premium selections, you may want to think about signing up for my full access, all-inclusive Gold Club membership. Gold Club members get access to every single premium selection of mine, every single package, every single day for the next 30 days. But most importantly, folks, gotta thank you for joining me right here on the free video. Really hope you enjoyed all this great free content, all this great free information. With that said, folks, happy Friday to you. Best of luck to you. And I look forward to seeing you later on today on my premium page.